It's Monday the 7th of December 2015. All you hobos out there in hobo land. Today we're going to talk about the Native American, what we call Indians or Native people to this area called Oregon. But before it was Oregon, for thousands of years, it was called something else. And the local natives that live here, they have a creation story in our state of Oregon, which we know it as the Beaver State. Of course, we all like beavers. Who doesn't like beaver, you know? Who doesn't like a beaver? But that's furry creatures.
But they bite something maybe. Okay,
oh, you know,
ahead.
they're hard workers, and they have a real strong work ethic. And they, when the beavers disappeared, the beavers were killed out, trapped out of Oregon by the government and the authorities because they thought they were screwing up the water sources in Oregon. But in reality, after they killed off and trapped out and got rid of most of the beavers in Oregon, the water quality and the watersheds of Oregon, they went downhill. Then they realized they made a mistake by killing most of the beavers. Well, anybody should know that you can't go around killing beavers.
Yeah, natural cycle is going to destroy it.
But so now, you know, when you see beavers, wow, what a big deal, you know. But they used to be everywhere in Oregon, and Oregon has a water state. We had water and trees and forest on the western half of the state. But according to the natives, the area of Oregon, as we know it, was created by a giant beaver. A huge, giant beaver.
Yeah.
And you didn't mess around with this giant beaver. You wouldn't be trapping.
How giant is
you
it?
wouldn't be trapping it. I mean, it was bigger than a dinosaur. It was bigger than Tyrannosaurus Rex. It was a huge beaver, and it created all that is. And that's why Oregon is here today. And all the local natives, they're real thankful to their beaver.
So giant beaver pretty much made Oregon happen.
Exactly. According to the local natives, there was a giant beaver that created all of Oregon.
That's really made a long story short.
That's about it. The beaver made it all. Thank God for the beaver.
Yes.
That's
Source of creation.
That's the creation. It's called the creation myth of the Oregon Native Americans.
Beaver legend.
The legend in the Oregon creation myth of how Oregon was created. And it was created by a giant beaver. Made it all so beautiful, and then I'm not sure where the beaver went.
A little bit left.
The beaver might be, it's got to be somewhere, right? I mean, a beaver that big, he couldn't hide very easily, right? I mean, it was a giant, huge, humongous beaver. I mean, it was, how big was the beaver? Big. I mean, you could park a car, I mean,
Bigger than parking lot.
yeah, bigger than a garage.
Walmart parking lot.
Bigger than a garage. You could park a car in there. But it's a big beaver, and you know, the beaver created all the trees and forests because beavers chew up trees and make dams and beaver dams and lodges to live in. And the beavers are really cool because they built this big dam. They dam up a stream and back up the water, and then they go out in the middle of their pond, and they build like a house, like a round dome type shaped house, out of sticks and mud and stuff, and it's out of the water. And then they have a front entrance and they have a back escape entrance. So if there's any predators that try to come and get them, they have to come out and swim out into the pond, to the middle of the pond, and get all wet and try to get into their beaver house and get them. But the beavers are too smart for them. Because beavers are smart, you know. And they have a back door, and they jump out and slide out their back door and into the pond. They swim away and get away. Yeah.
You watched that National Geographic channel or something?
Yeah, well,
beaver, like
I've studied
documentary.
beavers. Yes, I know about beaver.
Does people eat beaver ever?
Well, apparently people don't eat a lot of beaver. I guess it's not that great tasting when there's other things to eat, but they like the furriness of the hides of the beaver, and they made hats out of beaver hats. For a couple hundred years, you know, the favorite hat was made out of beaver hide because it's furry and warm. And everybody knows that the beaver
hot spot.
Yeah, furry. Everybody knows beaver is furry and warm. So now you know the rest of the story.
No, I don't know. Okay, next time.
Tune in again next time for another interesting story here on the Hobo Channel.